Hello everyone, this is Kat Delby. Today marks the 21st day of my extended quarantine. So I'm gonna share to you guys what actually happened. Okay, so March 29th was when I was sent home for mandatory quarantine. So March 28th, that was a Sunday, I fell sick. I was down with a 37.6 degree fever, and it wasn't just any fever. I felt like my whole body went down, and that's when I immediately thought maybe I had the virus, because I wouldn't be expecting it. I've had 6 to 8 hours of sleep, number one. Number two, I'm taking multivitamins. So I didn't expect that I would be down with a fever. Now, I recovered March 29th. That was only because I was taking Bijesic. Now, when I was supposed to report to work on that day, it was a Monday evening. I of course had to declare what I was feeling that day. That day, I was still taking medication for my fever for it to go down, so that it would be acceptable for me to come in to report to work. And at that time, that's when my sore throat kicked in. That's one of the symptoms. All right, so I had to be sent home. They won't allow me still, even if I only had sore throat and I'm already recovering from fever. I guess that's one of the precautionary measures our company has, which is a good thing, because the next day, on the 30th, that was when the rest of the symptoms kicked in. So I don't have the fever anymore, but my sore throat elevated to dry cough, and I developed colds. So it was already a combination. And it gets worse every day. That on the 5th day of my initial quarantine, I lost my sense of smell and taste. That was the worst part. Is when it started, that was when I had difficulty breathing. At that moment, I thought, oh well, someone's about to go down. So that was the time that I had to make a call, whether I had to go to the hospital or not, because I was already having a hard time breathing. And during that quarantine, I was still reporting to work because I still had my paraphernalia for work from home. So it was kind of hard. I had to make a choice. I first consulted, the teleconsult. Good thing a lot of doctors have teleconsult, which makes it easier for people working at home to get consultations from accredited doctors, and that's what I did. I chose not to go to the hospital because I was already thinking of the potential risks I might get going there. And at that time, again, I was having difficulty breathing. I chose not to go out. So all those symptoms lasted for another 5 days. So it was like a total of 10 days out of a 14-day quarantine. I was suffering. And at that time, I decided to get myself swabbed because I felt like I already had the symptoms. So after my consult, I then reached out to our local government unit, our barangay, asked them if I can get myself swabbed at that day. So that was already day 8 of my quarantine when I asked. And they advised me to get myself swabbed after my 14-day quarantine. So I booked online through the Vicente Soto website. My schedule was at the 16th day. So it was like 2 days after my 14-day quarantine, which was great. So at that time, I thought maybe I won't be showing positive results that time. Hoping for the best. I was wrong. On the 18th day, so that was when I was about to report work. I got the results. Before I read the results, the local government unit reached out to me and say, hey, we need to talk to you. Well, we have to practice social distancing. Please go down. Okay, so I went down. I was preparing to go to work because I was supposed to report on site that day, but I was already halted by the barangay because they were immediately notified that I had it. So good thing they didn't cordon the entire front part of the gate. They didn't do anything like that. They just handed me over the monitoring sheet, which I already completed the first set of my quarantine. I received another one. They told me not to go out, stuff like that. That if I experience any more symptoms, that for me to reach out to them, no problem. So I really appreciated that efforts. And they even sent out relief goods while I'm on my extended quarantine. Because imagine, 14 plus 14, 28 days worth of quarantine. So I'm here at home a month. The problem there is no exposure to people at all. Because I live alone. It's testing your your mental strength, really. So yeah, it's kind of hard. Now that I'm already in my 21 days, I'm hoping for the best. From time to time, I get some colds. I think it has to do with dog fur. I hope it's just dog fur, nothing to do with virus. But even now that it's the 21st day, I'm still noticing that there are things that have yet to recover from my body. Number one is my sense of smell and maybe taste. The reason why I pointed this out is because ever since I've recovered from my loss of sense of smell and taste, there is this unrecognizable smell that I can smell on strong odors like alcohol, Vicks, mouthwash, toothpaste, those kinds of things that emit strong odors. Every time it gets close to my nose, or say for toothpaste, it gets close to this part here when I brush my teeth, there's this unfamiliar scent that I only recognize after recovering my sense of smell. I cannot explain what it is, but I can sense it. I don't know, maybe it has to do with my nose or has to do with the virus itself. I really can't explain it at all. Sense of taste, although my appetite hasn't gone back the way it used to be, as you can see with my body, I'm a heavy eater, but ever since I've had it, my appetite's gone down the drain. I have to wait for my tummy to growl before I decide to eat. That's it. Sometimes that's why I have late lunches, which is kind of sad. Also, aside from those, I easily get tired because I'm living alone. As you can see, it is quite a huge space for me to clean. Every day after my shift, you guys all know I work a 10-hour shift, even longer than that, since I have to wait for everyone to log out before I log out. That's my role. So after my shift, I have to rest a bit at my room, and then that's when I decide to eat. Afterwards, I clean the house, because if I don't clean the house, I think I'm gonna develop colds again. So I really have to clean the house every day. Not only that, I have 4 dogs. It's best to clean the house every day. I mean, that's also one thing related to my sense of smell. I can't smell shit, dog shit. I can't smell it. So I really have to be diligent in cleaning the house because it hasn't fully recovered yet. I can't even sense body odors. I can't sense it at all. Dog body odor, I can't smell it at all. So I have to rely on what I must do, which is clean the house so that my entire house won't smell. I can't tell. Maybe the dogs can tell. Maybe the neighbors can tell. I have to clean the house. It drains a lot of my energy, and yeah. That's when it comes to another of the things that I noticed is that change in my body is that because I easily get tired, I tend to oversleep. Before, I wake up around 11:30 p.m. That's more than enough time for me to prepare, feed the dogs, take a bath, eat, and then prep my work stuff. Because my shift starts 1 a.m. Now, I wake up 12:30 a.m. So I sometimes skip breakfast. I would eat breakfast during my break. I would prioritize feeding the dogs, of course. I sometimes, let's just say if I do decide to eat, I skip taking a bath, which I would only do during lunch. Sometimes my lunch is kind of late, so yeah. I can't tell if I smell. I might be smelly at this time, so well, no one's here, so no one can tell me if I'm smelly or not. There, those were my challenges. So yeah, my sense of smell and taste, my appetite, my energy, draining easily, draining fast really, and my tendencies of oversleeping. Those were my challenges ever since I recovered. And I hope at the end of this, the total of 28 days quarantine, life goes back to normal. Hoping for the best. But if shit happens, I get the virus again, oh, for Pete's sake, I should be getting that virus again.